he's relying on Simon to keep digging him out of a hole, and he's got to be one too many games.
Wayne, you're heading into commentary where you're joining Rod Studd.
Thanks, Dave. The latest chapter in the Ashes rivalry between England and Australia. The least said about the meeting on the cricket pitches over Christmas and the New Year down under, the better. This England hope will be a different kettle of fish. Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis looking to repeat their win in the final over the Aussies on this very stage a couple of years ago. What a game what was, by the way, when all four players had a dart to win the match, and eventually Lewis did so. Good evening, Wayne.
Good evening.
100.
Here we are. World Cup semi-finals. Should be a cracker.
Bradford, superb voice at the sport. Hello, they really had a terrific afternoon's darts, and the evening has started in a similar vein with that classic contest between the Dutch and Northern Ireland.
85.
Barney and MVG just scrambling home in the doubles. Well, they won the doubles easily, but it was tense for a while after Van Gerwen lost the opening singles game to Brendan Dolan.
60.
Only 60 from the Wizard.
Yes, bit of a sluggish start from Simon, which we just haven't seen in this World Cup. He has been superb.
136.
Well, Phil Taylor has only thrown a dozen darts. He's left 40.
England, you require 40.
Tops for Taylor. Double 10. Yes, first leg to England.
First leg. England. Second leg, England to throw first. Game on.
Phil, break in first leg, and you will notice that Phil was using different stems. They're not holding the flights in. They look shorter, and they're what Adrian Lewis uses. Well, I've got to say, on first inspection, that Phil's darts seem to be going in firmer. There's not so much wobble on landing, is there?
100.
Well, the word from the practice room was that this was a pretty late switch by Phil Taylor to give these a whirl. His first throw with them in the practice room was 180, and he decided to stick with it.
36.
One thing it does show you, that he's got confidence, and it just feels like he can throw anything, which we know he can, but the main thing is that if you are lacking in the confidence area, you're going to get... Well, you're not going to change, are you? You're just not going to do that, so I think it bodes well for Phil.
140.
The darts are definitely going in firmer. Can only be a good thing.
Maybe that was the missing piece in the jigsaw over the last few weeks, perhaps.
95.
Tease it up. No need for any flash finishing from the 16 times world champion.
Well, we see this so often, don't we? Simon Whitlock has been superb all the way through, and then play the mighty power, and they go off the boil. You can just try too hard against Phil, because you actually think that he never misses. Okay, whilst he doesn't miss a lot, this is every now and again, and you've got to be there to jump on that. You've got to punish the mistakes, but averaging 85 like Simon is, he's not punishing anything.
100.
Well, Simon Whitlock's career record against Phil Taylor is very poor. He's not the only darts player you could talk about in that regard. 36 defeats and 6 wins. Most famous of those defeats, the 2010 World Championship final when Whitlock lost 7-3 at the Alexandra Palace. Also lost in the World Match Play semi-final the Winter Gardens to Phil Taylor that year.
Well, their last meeting was in the Premier League back in February, and probably guess the fact that Simon got eliminated, that Phil won that.
43.
But Simon's actually lost 10 of the last 11. There we see Graham Philby and dancing Devon Peterson. He was still smiling then. Someone better tell him they
60.
lost.
Came so close to defeating Phil Taylor, lost 4-3. Terrific game that we saw this afternoon. Bizarre game in which every leg went against the throw.
Australia have beaten Denmark, Hong Kong and Wales. England have beaten Thailand, USA and, like you just alluded to, Rod, South Africa. So they made it through to the semi-finals.
100.
Goes without saying that this is a much more important leg for Simon Whitlock than it is for Phil Taylor, who has breathing space. If Whitlock goes 3-0 behind, with Phil Taylor having the darts in the fourth, he could almost put this match in the ledger, in the record books.
Well, there's one thing for me that's become quite noticeable with Phil Taylor's new stems, is that the darts are actually laying flat rather than down. So they're not kind of pointing forward, they're, as you can see, completely horizontal.
101. Australia, you require
That close to
90.
going 3-0 up. This could end up with a bull shot. No, it won't. 2 at double 15. And that could be the game
60.
right there.
England, you require 25.
You said you have to take your chances, and Simon Whitlock has not. 8-8 now. The 3-0.
17. Australia, you require 30.
Oh, here he goes again. Well, exhibition stuff. Double 10, double 5.
Game charge in the third leg.
Wow.
Australia.
He could